welcome back to Music Sucks and I Want to Die. My name's Jake.
I'm Matt.
And today we're doing our second lightning round.
Crack. Thunder.
Warbly board
rain.
percussion instrument thing. Yeah, so.
Did I ever tell you about...
Oh, here we go.
I swear this is related.
Okay.
Back in high school, my grandma took me to it was at the U of O, and it was like the composition student showcase or something on a Sunday afternoon. And so went and watched, I don't know, it was like 5 or so pieces. And actually there were some pretty cool ones.
Cool.
But then the composition director guy, he came up and premiered a piece of his, which was like Coming of the Storm.
Oh, of course.
Or something so it's this little bald dude in tight black clothes, and he just had a bunch of shitty percussion on stage, and literally it's all him just lurking around the stage doing stuff, and I'm just like, this guy's the teacher of composition.
Bye.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're getting the fuck out of there.
But if he was here, he could have some great sound effects for this episode.
Oh, great. So, in case you didn't catch our first lightning round, what we do is we pick, 6, 7 topics. We put a 5-minute timer on them, and we try to be as interesting as possible within the 5 minutes and not lurk around embarrassingly for an extra minute.
It's pretty easy for us to be interesting and not at all embarrassing.
Right,
to
yeah.
be fair.
That's our usual MO, just to be really awesome and very handsome in general. So, you want to get this started or what?
I would love to shard it.
Oh, shit. Get this shit started. Do it.
All right. First topic is guitarists are dumb.
Yes, we thought we'd jump right into it here. Guitar players in general have a lower IQ than other instruments, I think.
I was thinking about this on the way over because there's all those jokes about the drummers being stupid and the bass players locked in the van or whatever. And there's not really any jokes about guitar players, but they really are the stupidest of any other instrumentalist ever.
Yeah, I have seen more questions posed at me by of unbelievable stupidity done by guitar players.
I think it's this weird thing where there's you know how certain instrumentalists always have sort of the similar traits in a sense.
Sure.
A lot of times, and there's this weird thing with guitarists where it's they want to always know more. They want to keep learning.
Very self-improvement.
Yeah, it's cool, but it just leads this weird thing where they think they know a lot and then don't actually know anything.
My favorite is when this thing you're talking about manifests where you ask a really specific question in a horrendous way to try and show off your knowledge in a sense and try to get a kind of esoteric answer at the same time. You know what I mean?
That's always the worst.
Yeah, it's check out these new voicings I found.
Oh, shall we talk about this? Okay,
fired up.
This happened last night. I was on my favorite website, Reddit, and
God damn it.
I don't a lot of times on the guitar subreddits there'll be people asking questions, beginner questions. I don't often answer those or look at those because it's well, that's another thing that pisses me off. This is a side thing, but it'll be something what's a C chord or something stupid like that. Just some basic question where you need one answer. And it'll always have the most comments because every fucker's oh, I know that one.
Yeah, let me jump in and get my opinion in there. Yeah.
And it's just cool, great. So anyway, I stay away from those threads, but occasionally there'll be something that's a little more advanced. And I know how everyone on Reddit is, so I answer those sometimes because it's
sure,
I know this, and I don't know if anyone else who knows this will answer this, so fuck it, why not? So this wasn't even really a question, but this guy posted, he's these found these great voicings from this guitar player, and it's really cool voice leading, and these really great sounds and stuff. And so I click on it, and it's drop 2 voicings on all the string sets.
Okay.
Which are the most standard jazz guitar voicings. So it's cool.
You did it.
You did it. But he labeled them wrong. So he wrote first inversion, second inversion, third inversion, fourth inversion.
Okay. That's a lot of inversions.
That's a lot of inversions, especially when there's no root. Anyway, so I actually comment, I'm yeah, so these are drop 2 voicings, the Captain Standard of guitar voicings.
Sure.
Also, it's root and then at first and blah, blah, blah. You labeled it wrong. Yeah. And he's well, no, actually, I haven't sent this to you. I forget what it said exactly, but it was just some weird, well, the beautiful voice leading because the root goes to the 5th and the 5th goes to the 3rd
and the 3rd goes to the 7th. What else he said, which was really awesome, is like this. In my part of town, they don't.
We
call
don't
it the
use
drop
the term
two. Yeah.
drop voicing.
We don't
where
take
I'm
kindly.
from.
We don't take kindly to that. It's like, okay, so you're literally no one. Got it.
So I'm
pretty sure they call it that in like Poland.
Oh my god! So I ended up responding, and I was like, okay, I don't know where you're from that they don't use standard terms, but I think this is an important distinction. These aren't actually like inversions in that sense. This is a specific type of voicing. Inversion refers to something else.
Yeah.
And I'm like literally just trying to be clear here for people not getting confused. Like,
Yeah.
It was funny because when I sent you that, you were like, this statement means he's only been playing for like a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, or he's been playing forever and he's a guitar player. So he bites back. He's like, I don't know why you have to be persnickety about this. Like everybody on Reddit always is.
Okay, I love that word.
But
though.
I know what I'm talking about. I have a jazz studies degree that I did in 6 years. I was like...
That's a long fucking time, dude.
Why were you doing it for 6 years?
I got 2 degrees in 3 years.
And he's just like, around here we label it G7, G7/B, G7/D, blah, blah.
Where the fuck is he from?
So this is voice leading. I'm like, okay, G7/B doesn't tell you that it's a drop, whatever voicing. It doesn't actually tell you that. It just tells you what note is in the bass.
Yeah.
Yes, technically any note leading to another note is a voice leading to another voice, I guess, but that doesn't really...
Well, I mean, really though? But like voice leading is like horizontal. Yeah, I'm really
because he wrote it each inversion out across the fretboard.
Oh, okay.
So he was saying first one to the next one and so on.
That creates voice leading.
Yes, I was like, generally when we talk about voice leading, it's like a moving of harmonies of some kind, and good, like pretty voice leading is generally smaller movements. All these are moving in thirds except for like the 7 to the root.
Right.
And like basically just like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. 6 years, I don't know, man. And then he's like, whatever, buddy, you just don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it, man.
Well, that was a rant and a half.
All right.
Anyway,
Time's up.
Guitar players suck.
Yeah, fuck them. All right, we got another fucking topic coming in hard.
Horn players are divas.
All right, we're just going all the rant topics in a row. I fucking hate horn players. So, quick aside, I play trombone. I have played gigs on trombone, for the professional variety. And coming from both perspectives as a pianist and a trombonist, I can officially say that horn players are the worst fucking people in the world. Shall I tell you why? Do tell. Okay, so horn players, despite playing one note at a time, frequently complain about having no charts and having nothing of that, anything. Whereas, pianists or guitarists or whatever are expected to learn, let's say 50 pop tunes for a gig with no charts. Like, no problem. But horn players will always incessantly whine without charts.
And you have to learn all the inversions of the chords.
Oh, my God. And yeah, I get it. Like, horn arrangements are a thing. But, like, if you don't have charts, what you do is you have the trumpet player play the lead guy and the fucking sax player makes up some bullshit underneath it, right? Or unless you actually know it, then you're nasty. But otherwise, not a big fucking deal. Get over it. Learn the fucking song like it's supposed to be. And then horn players... for some reason, again, for only playing one note at a time, cannot read.
Yeah, what's that about? And they've been reading longer than most, like, rhythm section players.
Yeah.
Because, you get that middle school band, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the sight reading thing, again, coming from the perspective of playing trombone. I am not good at trombone by any means. I am one of the best sight readers on trombone in the city, and it's really sad. Because I'm fucking awful.
Man, what a life where you just have to read one note at a time.
I know, dude. And you show up. Okay, another problem with horn players. They don't carry shit to gigs or out. We talked about this in our vocalist episode. Vocalists don't often do that. Horn players do it less.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. They bring these little bitch, 10-pound instruments to the gig. And it's like, wow, you're cool, dude. I have my 3 keyboards and my double stand and my amp and blah, 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 blah. And then they just fuck right off after the gig. They just dip instantly. And it's like, man... I'm really jealous, actually.
On the bright side, whenever I talk to people, they always say that their least favorite instruments are always horns.
That's true. So. That's true. I hear trumpet's the least favorite.
Oh yeah,
quite
people
a bit.
hate trumpet. Or in sax, actually, I get a lot.
Yeah. I actually get trombone too, especially when I play.
Hey.
Although, to be fair, when I play horns, I don't complain about having no charts and I can sight read, but I do leave instantly. Because when you have the opportunity,
I see how
fuck
it is.
Do
I
it.
see how it is.
Like, okay, if you bring an acoustic guitar to a gig, do you just bail instantly? I guess you never have the scenario where you can play unamped, huh?
If only.
Yeah.
But no, Jake, I would never leave a gig early without helping everyone else.
We'll get there later. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, fuck you. So, basically, horn players, vocalists get a lot of raps for being divas, but like horn players can be just as much,
are
if not
divas,
more.
and
Yeah.
they don't even earn it. Like we talked about in the singing, is like, okay, you're still the face of the band, and you have to like deal with all the audience.
Sure.
Horn players don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, and
they play their notes, and then they hang out until they solo, and
Yeah,
then
they
they'll
get
come
their
back.
drink tickets or whatever. They go to the bar.
We should get more drink tickets as a rhythm section.
Actually, this is what I wanted to get to. I'm glad you said that. I want to get a petition started where horn players get paid less. I'm sorry. It's just the fucking truth, man. You do less work, you get less paid. I guess you're still there for the amount of time, so if you don't make the argument that you're getting paid by the hour.
I mean, that's why I support difference in wages between men and women.
Oh, okay. Wow, we just went off the fucking deep end there. I'm not going to touch that with a 30-foot pole. Horn players should get paid less. That's my controversial hot take. I'm down to get paid less as a trombone player when I show up in a cover band. I'm down. Unless it's like, in 3 states away on a flight or whatever. If I'm taking a whole day off.
I think someone should just sit there and count how many notes everyone plays. And then that's how.
Oh, dude,
that's
I'm so rich. I get so rich, dude. God, fuck yeah. Not only being a piano player, but being a piano player that of a particular proclivity to
play a lot of notes.
shred. Yeah.
Like everyone's solos is shreddy as fuck.
Hell yeah, dude. You're tapping every bar, man.
No pauses.
Exactly. So, in conclusion, horn players can suck a doll. Suck a what?
Suck a doll?
Suck a balls.
Suck a balls. Suck a da balls. Also of interest because we have to like draw this out a little, I guess.
Okay.
It's weird how horn players were sort of the prominent jazz band leaders in jazz history, and these days I don't see that as much.
Yeah, mostly pianists.
Which
was the case back then.
A lot of guitarists too, actually. Fuckers.
Yeah, I know. I hate guitar players.
So I mean, I don't think they're being over stepped or anything because I still think there's a ton of horn-led bands, but I don't. It just seems like a little more even. Oddly,
sure, yeah.
But maybe we just don't have another Miles Davis or John Coltrane or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, the environment's different too now. Fucking jazz ain't ever gonna get famous ever again.
True, and no one likes horns anyway.
No one likes horns anyway. Like the amount of fucking rock bands with horns in them has severely decreased in Chicago. Oh, that timer means we're done.
All right,
Thank God we were dragging that out.
Worst music movie. So, are we talking?
What are we talking?
Quiet timer. What do we mean by music movie? Movie about music, movie with music in it, musical.
Mostly movies. What I think about when I made this topic was movies that focus on music as like an occupation or like a big focus of the movie is like someone's doing music or someone's talking a lot about music and it's part of their identity essentially.
Okay, first one off the top of my head is that movie Once.
I don't know
from
that
a few years back. There's that one hit song that came from it. It was like, I don't want you, but
I know that song.
Yeah,
that song sucks too.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, this was back in the day when it was like the Shins were a thing. So it's very of the times, but it's like this fucking street musician dude in like Ireland or some crap. And he meets
some crap. Wow.
He meets this like Hungarian immigrant girl and they, join together in the love of music and each other.
Baby. See, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's like the first one that comes to my head anytime someone mentions music movie, August Rush.
Oh, I never saw August Rush.
August Rush is just, it's like an Oscar bait kind of movie. A little kid gets, I think he has like, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it, but he has like daddy issues and they meet.
Sorry.
Wow. That's some fucking funny shit right there.
Usually when the term daddy issues is used, it's not little boys playing piano. That's all I'm saying. So it threw me off. I just thought it was funny.
I don't actually know what you're referencing because I'm
talking about girls and their daddy issues.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so a little boy's playing piano. I think he like is just like his dad abandoned him or something when he was a kid. I can't remember off the top of my head. They reunite at the end of the movie because he like the kid played in some giant concert hall because he's a little kid prodigy, and. The movie is so unbearably cheesy and filled with huge, giant violin sweeps and the reunion say blah, and it's like embarrassing. And child prodigies suck.
Yeah, those movies always suck.
Yeah.
Also, like just movies about famous musicians, like that's.
There's been a recent wave of like pseudo biopics.
I mean, I guess they've been around for a long time.
I guess
even go back to like but that fucking Charlie Parker movie they did, like that movie was awful.
I forget what that was called, like Birdhouse or
It's
something.
called like Bird or something
Yeah,
like
Bird,
that.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's just like,
I didn't see
he
that.
liked heroin a lot.
Hey, that's the whole movie.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, I heard Purple Rain was good. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Prince is a pretty
I
interesting
heard
dude. So
Bohemian Rhapsody was good.
I didn't see that. I have heard from all of my family that it was really good. So therefore, I know it's bad. Hey.
Yeah, that follows.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other music movies. Oh, this doesn't quite qualify as music movie in the sense we've been talking about it, but my single least favorite one of all time is Across the Universe.
We will do a whole thing on that at
Yeah,
some point.
that's going to be a whole episode, but the short version is that the songs, the Beatles songs, the arrangements, are, I don't know how to put it except maximum cringe.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah,
That's
maximum.
That's maximum. Like it's around the same time as that fucking Once movie too.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like
Well,
so
mid-2000s
of the time.
cheesy, yeah.
I just remember when that movie came out, I was like in high school, and like all the girls would be like, "Oh man, the movie was amazing. I wish boys dressed like that."
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay.
You mean like homeless Jude Law?
yeah,
Like, what do you want?
Exactly. I like the hats and the vests, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
and I like the dirty pea coats or whatever.
point being, girls are dumb.
Yeah, wow. There's a theme with you this episode. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. But the music is unbearable.
It is. I wonder who did those arrangements.
I don't know. We should look at. I knew
Well,
these answers once.
We're gonna do a whole episode
Yeah,
on it.
stay tuned
so
for that episode. It's gonna be
We'll figure it out
amazing.
then, I guess.
God damn it! Like, my least favorite song from that movie is actually I have several. Never mind, I can't do that. Something is the song that I'm thinking of that's just so bad in the movie.
I don't even remember that version of it.
Well, it starts out with Jude Law a cappella, which is awesome.
I don't like half the songs start like that in that movie.
But like something hurts more because it's like one of my favorite. Beatles
What about
songs.
"I Want to Hold Your Hand" when it's the girl singing to the other girl because
Yeah.
she's a lesbian?
Yeah, that was very of the time too. And it's like the thing is like that movie just sucks on every level, not just like the music sucks, but like
Yeah,
the characters
it's
all
pretty
suck.
atrocious.
And, like, nothing makes sense.
The singing's not even that good.
And like the benefit of Mr. Kite, that whole like trippy segment
yeah,
through
they tried.
the counterculture.
There's fucking Bono in it too.
Yeah, Bono's in it. Bono does "I Am the Walrus."
Oh god.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and it's.
I really don't want to watch this movie again.
But we're gonna stay tuned for it. That's the end of this topic. Oh, thank God. we're done
All
with that
right,
topic.
Jake. In the next 3 seconds, while I'm talking here, what do we have next?
I actually don't know because I have to look at the thing. Oh shit! We're talking about certain albums that were made probably a while ago that get re-released in the 90s, 2000s with extra material on them, and they sound different.
There will never be a worse thing than the bonus track, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah. So the hot take with the bonus track, obviously, is that if they wanted to put this track out there, they would have put it on the album in the first place.
Yes.
Rather than a half-assed, hey, we found this in the studio dumpster 20 years ago and archived
Right.
it. Yeah.
And I mean, I get that there's like collectors and like especially bands where they stop playing or someone died or whatever. And it's like, okay, I want to
Sure.
hear anything that they worked on because it's like
It's
they
like-
only released X amount. And
Yeah. It's an
I
interesting,
want more.
biographical thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm okay with like maybe an unreleased album kind of
Yeah,
stuff where it's
a
just
whole
like,
album of, like, unreleased B-sides,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. But to put it at the end of the album just ruins the whole flow of the album.
Yeah. I will never forget because it was on episode 2 of.
We talked about
Yep,
this.
we
that's
talked about
right.
this. We talked about how I, being the incredible big brain man that I am, had only heard of and had only listened to the bonus tracks edition of Thriller. I thought for my entire life that Thriller was an hour and 12 minutes long album filled with a bunch of garbage. And lo and behold, when we did that episode, the album's 42 minutes, has like, what, 10 tracks?
Yeah.
9, 10 tracks?
Yes.
And it's incredible.
Yes.
And I think even worse than that, though, mostly because I'm biased, is the re-release of Who's Next.
I like almost remember what those bonus tracks are just because I used to listen to that CD so much in high school.
Yeah, well, there's 2 of the same. There's another Behind Blue Eyes on there.
That's right.
Yeah, I think
it's like the radio version.
Yeah,
or
radio
something.
edit or
Yeah.
maybe acoustic version. I can't
think,
remember.
yeah.
And then there's like 7 tracks in a row that no one wants to listen to.
Well, they had some like live shit on there.
Yeah,
too.
it's got 2 live tracks or
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
What these re-releases should start doing.
Oh, here we go.
Is for the bonus tracks, put all the terrible covers of songs on the album.
Oh,
so
man.
we'd have like Limp Bizkit as a bonus track on that album.
Dude, that would be the sickest crossover ever. And like an episode that's going to be coming up is we're going to find all the shittiest covers of Queen imaginable. Queen should have done that on Classic Queen for sure.
Oh my God, that'd been hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that Queen episode because that's going to be something special.
The other half of the topic is remasters, and that's sort of a weird subject as well.
That's more of a gray area. It's less embarrassing than bonus tracks, probably.
Yeah, it's kind of... It's like on one hand, again, like we were saying, like we presented this album without these tracks. You also presented it with that particular sound.
Yeah.
And there was obviously limitations in technology at the time, perhaps, that you recorded it with, and maybe it would have sounded different had you done it.
Yeah, maybe you were envisioning something in your head and had to make compromise based on what you had.
But guy's probably fucking dead now, and he so
exactly.
It's like
fraudulent re-releases 30 years later. Yeah,
it's interesting. There's a whole like thing about like the Beatles reissues that are put into stereo.
Oh yeah,
and everyone's just like, this isn't right.
Like
this is bad. It should be mono. They recorded it in mono. And like,
it's the same thing with my favorite Pink Floyd album I was going to mention, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. They did actually, it's kind of funny. This is kind of both. They did a re-release of Piper at the Gates of Dawn where it was they did both mono and stereo subsequently. So track. Why? I don't know.
I remember I had
that's just like an archival release, but still, it's annoying.
The Who, like their first album, I had the deluxe edition, and it was that. The first CD was mono, and then the second was the album stereo.
Yeah, that
plus bonus tracks.
Well, at least that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, at least that's like the deluxe edition, but
sure,
it's just interesting. It's like, who gets to decide that they need this? Who gets to actually do it? Like, if it's the same engineer as the first one, okay.
Are you fucking serious? No way.
That happens. Like, especially like 90s and music and stuff. Yeah. That'll happen.
Sure.
But yeah, is it necessary? Does it need to sound louder?
Well, it's necessary to
crisper,
it's necessary to make a shit ton of money.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure one of these. I think the Who's Next sold another like 1 million copies or something. The remastered edition and the bonus tracks. So I think bonus tracks kind of lure stupid people to buying it.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this previously too. But it's like, if you're going to re-release the album on a new format, you need to entice people to buy it. Where you're like, oh, okay, well, you already have this on tape, but now you can listen to them farting in the studio as a bonus track.
Hey, the piano player played a quote from Star Wars at the end.
I hope we have time because this is like my favorite example. No!
Do it quick.
Megadeth, they went back and re-recorded an album, or remastered an album, but he re-recorded all his solos.
That's really fucking funny, actually.
All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, I think...
what do we got here?
Oh, shit. We're going to invent a little game.
Oh, okay, I'm not even going to time this one. We're just going.
This is going to be too quick. So, for some reason, Matt and I are both huge fucking nerds. And
speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't want to do this.
Yeah, bullshit. So, we both play a shitty card game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And it was made for children and still is. The TV show sucks and I still love it because I'm a bad person. But, interestingly enough, we came up with a little game. Is it going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card or a black metal name? So, we're going to we each have 10 examples, 5 of each, and we're going to keep score and see who gets the better score out of the two of us. We encourage you, listeners,
play along
at home. Exactly. So why don't you start?
I'll go first. Okay. Arima.
Arima? A-R-I-M-A.
A-H-R-I-M-A.
Oh, shit, that's a black metal album.
No, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, no! Okay. How about Born from Draconis?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Celestial Lineage.
Oh, I feel like it's a trick one. Oh, because it's so obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! That I want to say black metal. Oh, shit, your poker face. I've beaten you at poker before. Let's do this. I'm going to go Yu-Gi-Oh!
Black metal.
Fuck! I was trying to mind game. All right. How about Void Apocalypse?
Ooh. Black metal?
Nope.
I
gotta stop clicking this pen. You guys are probably all really pissed at me. There.
Dark Light.
Black metal.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god, I'm so mad. I'm just gonna guess black metal every time. All right. I can't do this game. How about Serpent Column?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wrong.
No!
I gotta start marking.
This game is hard.
I know.
Jesus.
This is fucked up.
Fallen Angel of Doom.
Dude, no, this is bullshit. That's actually a magic card. I'm
is it really?
99% sure that's a magic card.
There could be overlap.
So based on that, I'm gonna say black metal.
It is black metal.
Thank God. Oh, that's my first one? You only have one, too. Okay. Devouring Ruin.
Black metal.
Yep. That's a bit of a softball. But even then, you still questioned it.
Guardiano Itos.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I could literally hear like a character saying that.
I know, right?
Guardiano Itos.
That could be Guardiano Itos.
Exactly. Black metal.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Fuck. Okay. How about Imperial Triumphant?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Nope. This is fucking hard.
Jesus Christ. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. All right. Fallen Angel of Doom.
You
I
literally
already did that one. My bad. These are out of order. Sorry. Nemesis Divina.
Black metal.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a bit of a softball. A little too cool for Yu-Gi-Oh. How about Megalith Unformed?
Are you fucking kidding me right now with this shit? Megalith Unformed.
It's a tough one.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yep.
Oh, man.
This is a close battle, dude. We're halfway through our battle, and it is 3-2, Matt.
Ray Kali Yuga Dopa Alba.
I quit. Next. Yu-Gi-Oh.
It is.
Yeah, I had no fucking clue. Say it one more time for the fans.
Ray Kali Yuga Dopa Alba.
Oh, interesting one. Oh, shit. Actually, we're more than halfway. How about Cult of Fire?
Black metal.
Yeah.
Megatherion.
I'm almost positive that's black metal.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
You know that band, bro?
I think I've heard of them, yeah.
You fuck with Megatherion.
I fuck hard with Megalith. Yeah. Okay, how about Memories of Hope?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah. Oh shit, Matt's on a roll. It's 5-4.
Utopia Beyond.
Okay, Utopia Beyond. In my head, it's a magic card. Is it a magic card?
I don't know.
Is it a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh
Okay.
card, yes.
Oh, it's 5-5, but you're up one thing, I think. Do you know how many you have left?
I got one left.
What? How do I have so many? Oh, I haven't marked. I have 2 left.
Yep, that makes sense because it's your turn, and I started.
All right, how about... Oh, shit, I got him. Ooh, man, you have an extra one on me, and I'm only tied. Okay, how about Valkyrie's Embrace?
Oh, fuck.
This is a tough one, because it's got that fucking Nordic shit, but it's also got the positivity of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm going black metal.
Wrong. Oh, no. Is it possible? I have to get this right, and you have to get the next one wrong.
All right. 2 Hunters.
Oh, no! That's a fucking trap card if I ever heard one. Okay, hold on. I'm in a big brain right now. I have to get
Big
this
brain
I have
on.
to get this right, or else it's a tie, and no one wants to. Oh, actually, you have one more. Do you have any chance of winning? I have to get this right. Okay, 2 Hunters. Black metal.
Yep.
Yeah! Okay, now you have to get this right
For
to
a tie. All right.
Monarchy of Shadows.
Fuck this game. I'm fucking done. Yu-Gi-Oh?
No! Oh, no! The first ever champion
Oh my
of Yu-Gi-Oh!
God.
versus Black Metal.
That was way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Thank you, everyone.
How many did you get right out of?
6 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
You got 5 out of 10.
All right.
Oh, dude, can we talk about the comeback? Get fucked.
You were counting, I bet.
No,
You were counting.
Did you do
You
5
were
and
counting
5?
cards.
What if-
Yeah.
Yeah, I was counting Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's
cards.
what I thought.
Oh, baby.
Okay, on to the next one.
That was fucking awesome.
We might do that to random ass people, so keep an eye out for us.
Subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to see us ask random people with masks on because it's COVID.
Should we dress up as Yu-Gi-Oh characters when we do this?
I call Dark Magician Girl. I'll do it. Anyway.
All right, now we're gonna show how old we are and out of touch because we're talking about TikTok.
Okay. Do you have a TikTok?
No. Do you have a TikTok?
No. We aren't really qualified to talk about this, but we're going to anyway. So when I believe you were perusing the charts, you found a certain 30-year-old, 35-year-old song near the top or at the top.
Yeah, wasn't it like number 2 on Spotify or something like
right
that?
now it's number 7.
Number
but,
7?
But
Shit.
it went down, so...
Well, let's just say music in general on TikTok. It's a really
Interesting.
weird,
Yeah, very interesting phenomenon right now.
So obviously, there's a lot of different shit on TikTok, but the most popular trend that I see is people doing dances to
Whatever song,
random ass pop songs.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I mean, they've been doing it on Instagram and shit forever.
But it's a really specific TikTok phenomenon somehow.
Yeah, it's like someone will come out with the dance and everyone will like copy the dance and like specifically though we're talking like how the song then spreads way more than it ever would otherwise. And maybe it's a COVID thing too because like no one's in the club right now. So, but
yeah, that's good. That could be interesting.
they were doing shit before that, but
Yeah.
it's kind of an odd thing though because it's always like like I don't know what you call them, but like TikTok models are
Sure, yeah.
doing these
Influencers.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like pretty girls doing this
Yeah.
stuff. So it's sort of like a sex thing. And it's just such an odd point of history we're in right now. While this is influencing like top songs.
Yeah, or this is like creating a listening rush on Spotify enough to get it past like Daddy Yankee and like
yeah, because these are all just kind of like meh songs that you
Sure.
like. They might be okay, but they would never be like hits, I don't think, on their own.
yeah.
Especially because they're like meant to be danced to, I guess. And I wonder like who starts these trends? Is this like another whole like music conspiracy thing where the labels are like, okay, we need to make a new TikTok dance song and they make this thing and somehow
that's interesting,
send it out to some of these people. I don't know. I don't like it.
I'm old.
I'm old and out of touch.
See, I don't actually necessarily hate it on the face of it. I mean, again, it's something that's been going on for a long time. Fuck, even music videos are like this back in the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just like a bunch of beautiful women dancing in front of a camera and you call it a music video. Fine with me. It's kind of weird with certain songs, though. Like, Dreams is kind of one of them that doesn't scream TikTok dance
Well,
video
even
to me.
before we get to that, because yes, you're right. Because the other thing too is we've talked about this before, how the attention span of the modern, like the new generation, is so low that they barely listen to like a minute of a song.
Right.
And I don't know what the time limit on a TikTok clip is,
I don't
but
remember. Fuck. We're old.
but all of these are like 30 seconds or something
Sure.
like that. And so it's just another one of those things where it's like, okay, let's make this song that you can do in 30 seconds, get everything you need, and do a complete like dance thing. And now it's like a #1 hit.
Awkward.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't get it because
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. It's different than music videos because at least that was the whole song. They had like a
Right.
story behind it. You saw
True.
the band.
yeah.
Here, I mean, and it's like I say the models, but like I have plenty of students, like young kids, who are like doing these dances on TikTok, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a strange cultural phenomenon because music is in a weird place. We've known this for like 5 years. The increase in popularity of streaming has led to some very bizarre practices with people and their interaction with music, and I think this is just another, I guess, random outburst of people still wanting music in some way in their life.
Sure.
But like the 30-second thing is also a bad sign.
Well, and we kind of joked about that back when we talked about like formats of music on one of our early episodes, and we were like, what could even come next after streaming? And it's like, is this what's next? These little like
Well, it's clearly what's next. 'Cause it's happening.
I mean, but is
Yeah.
this going to be like a new thing that's going to keep
Influence the
going and
future?
evolving?
God, I
like,
hope not. 30 seconds.
well, and the weird thing too, it's like it's a 30-second thing, and it's tied to a virtual version of yourself
Yeah.
or whoever you're watching.
Yeah.
It's
And usually they're doing something else.
Yes,
To,
and it's
you know,
very-
whether it be synchronized dance moves or very little clothing or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like almost like you're. I don't know. It's so weird to me.
Yeah. It's just it's a culture we're not a part of, so I guess it's kind of hard to kind of
Yeah.
pry your way in from the outside in this kind of methodology. So really what we're saying is we should ask,
A young person.
a young person, perhaps. Yeah, fuck it. I'll text my little brother after this.
Real quick, we did want to talk about how Dreams, the Fleetwood Mac song, is like huge now again because of one specific TikTok video where this guy was longboarding and listening to it and drinking ocean spray juice. And I guess the ocean spray like bought him a truck, and like that song's huge now again. It's so weird to me.
Yeah.
That's the world
The
we're in.
interaction of marketing and influencing
All in
and
30
ancient
seconds.
Because basically to me that screams like we're going to go just a little over. It screams like not corporate boardroom, but like trying to gather as much influence to make the biggest available or the widest dispersion of a product possible.
For sure.
For the maximum audience. That's
Exactly.
What I'm
It used to be you'd have to have a whole fucking movie to get that product
Exactly.
placement in there.
Exactly. We have a 30-second video with Ocean Spray, a song from 35 years ago, and some dudes surfing on a longboard, which is also ancient. It's a weird culture.
Anyway, we went over on that one. On to our final topic, I believe.
I don't know. This is a tough one because I really love Mr. Van Halen. And
It's funny we started with how guitars are dumb.
yeah, and then it's like poetry. It's opposite rhyme. So Van Halen died like a week
Yeah,
and
like
a half
a week ago, something like that. Yeah.
And he was pretty fucking badass. We're basically just going to talk about how awesome he was.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think it's the closest in the guitar world that we'll get at this point to like Hendrix dying. You know,
Right.
someone who just totally changed the face of electric guitar.
Yeah.
And even though I wasn't alive when he was like coming out, you still like feel his influence
Forever, yeah.
forever. I mean,
in every rock guitar solo you've heard since then.
exactly. It's crazy. It's weird. It's like a piece of history died.
Yeah.
Like, not that I don't think they were putting out any new music. I know they toured, but I don't know
Yeah,
the last
they
time.
they definitely toured. They
Yeah.
were at like White River Amphitheater like last year.
Yeah. But I don't
it's
think
even
he.
weirder,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he wasn't making any new content. I don't
No,
think so. But still, like, it's just like, wow, that. it's like
he
a
changed-
hole. It's a huge hole now.
Yeah, he changed a lot of things, and like I don't even want to really necessarily talk about his solos, which are awesome. He has like a certain character to his rhythm playing too.
Oh, he's such a fantastic rhythm guitarist.
He's got like this kind of almost I want to say like playful feel when he plays like really solid ass riffs. I'm specifically thinking about songs with vamps like Beautiful Girl, you know, that swinging lilting rhythms like he's like such a goof.
Hot for Teacher's a great
Hot
one
for Teacher.
too.
Yeah, they're all like silly but very serious at the same time because they're so well delivered.
Yep.
He's got such a great feel for rhythm, and I mean, obviously,
Monster changed how everyone played guitar.
yeah,
like
he
we
created
said.
not created new ways of playing, but he popularized tapping forever.
Yeah.
and like just all sorts of. He had great contour to his solos; they were very well constructed.
And honestly, just good songwriting. I mean,
Good
like,
songwriting, hell yeah!
like
His songs are
classics,
solid as fuck.
Classic songs.
Like all of his songs, and I think we might have mentioned this before. Like all of Van Halen's songs, like key change to the guitar solo, which
so
is not
cool.
a big thing.
I know, but
like,
it's cool. It's just a little thing.
It's just like a little thing. It's like a little calling card, and they usually get out of it in interesting ways. Even on pop songs like "Jump,"
Yeah.
where you jump to freaking like B flat minor to G flat, D flat, A flat, right? So, but then you come back into like this G sus open voicing over the inversion, right? So it'd be like a C over G. And then it's funny. I think there's a Van Halen quote. It's like my most famous song is me playing fucking
Yeah,
keyboard.
exactly.
What the fuck's with that? And I heard that. I actually heard that on the radio the other day.
Oh, really?
He's like, "This is we're gonna pay tribute to Van Halen by playing Jump." I'm like, dude, that dude just did a fucking barrel roll in his grave. Thanks for that. But, yeah.
I mean,
As a guitar player, what kind of insight do you have?
I talk about so much about that, like his tone, even his mods that he did on his guitars. And honestly, I think it's just I feel like we don't have this too much in rock, but just this whole genre changing band coming along, where you took this like 70s blues rock that Aerosmith and Zeppelin and Deep Purple and all have been doing, and took it but made it fresh, added those little details. Just the band chemistry was great too.
Yeah, they were all
like,
awesome players too.
Like it's just weird. You don't see it a lot where this band you could like put up alongside like an Aerosmith type, where it's like they're playing sort of the same music, but it just sounds so totally different and new, and then went on to influence a bunch of terrible 80s music.
hey, Bon Jovi's awesome. Fuck you.
But yeah, I mean, shoot. Top 3 Van Halen songs? Should we do it?
Okay. Number 3 for me is oh no, you're not gonna like this. So I'm actually a bad person. I like my number 3 Van Halen song is "Love Walks In." I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I know. What's your song? Pick one for number 3.
I'm gonna go "Ain't Talking About Love."
Yeah, that sounds
I think it's just a cool like dark rock song.
Yeah.
The solo is really cool. He like doubles it with like a sitar guitar in there, and he's still doing.
No
it.
wonder you have a sitar guitar. Yeah, influencing him to this day.
Oh my god. The outro is really cool, where they kind of change up the chorus into this extended vamp. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
I can hear that influence a lot on like say "Sweet Child of Mine" or something like that. Like they ripped it right off that.
Yeah. I'll go with number 2. I'll go with Beautiful Girl.
It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. The riff just hits right at home rhythmically, and the outro vamp's like a minute and a half long, but it never gets old for me.
Them and the outro vamps, they're good at that shit.
I know, dude. Flat 7, 4, 1. Just go for 10 years. I don't give a shit. And like these little bass things, like where the bass and guitar like do contrary motion, but both do stupid walk ups and walk downs. Do 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 do. We're going over. Fuck
We're
this.
going over.
Van Halen deserves it. Do 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 do. Like stupid shit that should never work in like badass rock, and it's just totally awesome. They seem to be like a nonstop flow of creativity.
I know. I'll go off that again. Hot for Teacher, we were talking
yeah.
about, but like that fucking intro with the drums and then his cool fucking tapping thing, and into that like funny blues groove, and David Lee Roth being like, "Teacher, I got my pencil.
Give me something to write on."
Yeah. That solo is so badass, and a lot of that chromatic shit too. In that, like,
I mean, that's the fucking little transition to the chorus. It's badass. You stole my number 1. Number 1 is Hot for Teacher for me.
That's fine. I gotta go. I guess then number 1, you gotta say Eruption for me, man.
Oh yeah, Eruption. Interesting choice.
Just gotta imagine like that was track 2 on Van Halen 1. Like,
yeah, when was that? Like 82?
I think it was like
81?
79 or something. We should double check that. But like, I just okay. You have like your opening song, and it's like okay, cool, and then.
How long is it? Like 154?
Yeah, 2-minute crazy guitar solo, shit no one had ever heard before.
Yeah. And like you see a lot of contrarian opinions now. Like Eruption's not actually good. It's like, sure, it may not be technically demanding anymore of like the top level guitarist.
Yeah.
But at the time there was nothing like it.
Nothing. Apparently, back while they were recording the album or leading up to it, once they got signed, when they're playing live still, Eddie never tapped on stage.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want anyone to know what was about to happen.
Dude, that's badass.
It's just like...
That's fucking badass, dude.
It's just such a tour de force of guitar playing. And the fact that he got away with it, and it goes into a Kinks cover. It's like so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's so badass.
Well, R.I.P. in peace.
Wow. Mr. Eddie Van Halen, you did good. You did good, son. You did good. That was a good topic. Now, let's move on to some rants of the week. We are done with our lightning round.
I mean, do we just have a joint rant this week?
We sure fucking do.
What's going on?
So, Matt and I play music for a living.
Unfortunately.
And when you do that, sometimes you play bad gigs. Sometimes you play good gigs.
Do you?
Yeah. This is not one of those times. We're, of course, talking about a wedding. Well, okay, so we live in Seattle, Washington, right? Right next door to Washington, and by next door, I mean a 6-hour drive away, is a nice, quaint little state called Idaho, where they do not give a flying fuck about COVID or social distancing or masks.
They actually dislike masks, it turns out.
Yeah, we got to our hotel, and I was, like, checking in for us, and the hotel lady was like, you don't have to wear that. And then she's like, take it off, it's fine. I'm like, bitch, fine, leave it on. This is for you. I'm coming from, Seattle, a big city, and I have the chance to come in here and, fuck all your shit up. And you're just, like, being a huge asshole about it. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And then, like, they were assholes in other ways, and, like, our rooms weren't ready, even though we got there, like, 4.
That's a thing.
But that's not even the gig. We're not even there yet. So we play this wedding at a barn, and in our minds...
You like barns?
Yeah. Again, going back to the COVID... Shut up. Going back to the COVID thing, in our minds, barn means large, indoor space, high ceilings.
Open doors,
doors. Well, open that barn door.
Let the horses out.
Ooh, whoa. Oh, okay. At a wedding. Cool. No, so we envisioned that kind of space, but instead it's an event space set into 2 tiers.
It was weird.
It was weird, but I mean, I've seen that setup before. I should have anticipated. I've played in that kind of stuff before, but I just didn't even think about it. And then it was like tiny cramped space. No one gave a fuck about distancing.
No masks in the wedding party at all. I didn't see one either.
Yeah. And there was a buffet.
There was a buffet, and these people, it's not like they're all just like from this town. Like people were traveling in to this wedding from all over the place.
I did learn that it was just Washington and Idaho.
I talked to one dude who was from like Ohio or some shit.
Oh, fuck, never mind. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and if that were the end of it, that would be, just kind of a kind of rant.
But then we played music.
And I don't think I've played with a worse sounding band in a long time.
I will say it had been so long since any of us have done any sort of
speak for yourself,
gig like that. I mean, it's very out of practice, know.
Yeah.
Like, like it just you're not used to that shit. It kind of goes away. It takes a little bit to come back, and that was not the best situation to try and get it back.
It was a bit of trial by fire because we had a bunch of requests from the bride and groom, and we had no rehearsal because we didn't want to because we're professional musicians and we hate rehearsing. But you know, in hindsight, maybe it would have been a good thing.
Yes,
because there were some songs we played that were huge disastrophes.
You know what? Even if the songs were fine, the fact that anytime we were playing, everyone went downstairs while we were upstairs.
Another part of this, we forgot to mention as part of this 2-tiered barn, somehow the laws of physics were inverted in there, where it was 30 degrees on the top floor and like 100 degrees on the bottom floor.
I
don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. Heat goes upwards.
I've found that to usually be true.
Yeah, I'm a fucking case study. I live in the 4th floor in an apartment building, and this place gets hotter than a mofo every summer. But in this place, that's just not the case.
I will never understand that.
So yeah, everyone left during our sets and then came back up.
Well, and then also the law of terrible planning is we were playing on the 2nd floor and the bar was on the 1st floor.
Yeah, it's like
so it's like
everyone's like going to go get alcohol instead of us. We're not important.
Yeah.
They really should have just had a DJ, but then I wouldn't have made $500.
Well, that's the whole thing. As soon as we stopped playing and they put on just like songs, everyone came up and danced.
Yeah. And then we managed to hook them back by you like playing random pop songs and me singing like a jackass, walking around the crowd like a douche. And we managed to attract them back at the very end, but it was far too late. Oh, no. I didn't even want to talk about this. I have never personally experienced.
I would just like to say that people are basic, and the fact that they requested this as their last song,
as the final walkout song,
is embarrassing for everyone involved.
As much as I love this song personally,
sure,
they requested "Africa" by Toto, and I have played that song a million times. We were so unbearable. I could not believe it. It was like the worst I've ever heard any band play.
It was embarrassingly bad all around.
I just couldn't believe it.
There was nothing good about it.
Yeah, every single person sucked. Like from the bass player missing the second verse to me making like unbelievable stupid mistakes, like getting the wrong chords on the walk down on the verse. I was supposed to sing it and then I jumped into the second verse.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, hey, band leader, take over and sing from here. And then
we just started over at the verse.
Yeah, and we just started over in the verse, which is something you should never. We didn't stop, which is good.
Yes.
And then at one point, the band leader started singing the chorus, and then I sang the backup vocals below him, but it's really high. If you hit that really high note, it's 600 times in a row. And so we traded on the next one, but then he didn't do the iconic harmony. He sang an octave below me, out of tune. And then I did the keys solo, and the bass player didn't go to the verse changes. He stayed on the chorus. And then the drummer just forgot half the song, except for when the tom fill comes in, he's ready, which is great. That's fine.
It was one of the few times, this doesn't happen much, where I'm too embarrassed by what's happening to look up into the stage. So I have no idea how they responded to it.
Oh yeah, dude, I was staring.
My eyes were on my fingers the entire time, even though I'm playing chord.
Yeah.
Chord. I'm just I'm not looking up.
Yeah.
Not looking up.
You didn't even do the only guitar line in the whole song at the end.
I did it once, and then the second time I fucked it up.
Oh, everyone sucked. Every single part of that band sucked.
Power chord slide.
And then the lead singer, Katrina, the lead singer, was playing Shaker, and she sounded awful. Everyone was just so bad, and yet everyone loved it because we're.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then we thought it was over,
but then somehow I think I was the groom's brother,
something like that, cousin.
Hey, we got this little kid who wants to spit some bars. I literally think that's what the words were said, if I'm remembering correctly. And then it took 10 minutes for them to actually explain, this kid's gonna come up and rap. You play a beat.
I used that time to put my guitar away and get off the stage, so I didn't have to be part of that.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Don't worry, I won't get there. But. This kid's like, we need a beat, and then so I fire up the beat the groove from G's and Hustlers because I love that song, and I had listened to it earlier that day.
Appropriate for a young child to be
I know, that's what made it even funnier for me. So we fired bow. I be talking and not in time, but words are coming out of starburst out of my mouth.
And he had his lyrics on the phone. He wasn't even like freestyling.
I know.
But he had to keep like pausing to like scroll down and then
Yeah, I missed that
starting
because
again.
I was busy. So you know what you did on Africa where you looked down the entire song? I was looking down the entire rap 'cause it was so embarrassing for me.
I had to leave because I was like, these people are gonna be mad at my face watching this kid do this.
And this is like 12-year-old kid, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like the height of embarrassment because he's young. If this was like the bride's or the groom's brother or whatever, that would have been awesome.
It was just such an odd way to end what was like
then
the worst
then we all
wedding gig ever.
Then we all just fucked off and left. And by we all fucked up, by all fucked off and left, I mean I, the band leader, and 2 other dudes stayed and helped pack up the stuff while the vocalist and you fucking bailed super hard and you left the guy with the fucking sprained ankle to help out with the gear.
Hey man, I did all the driving, so I feel
Okay. So, if you can't detect that, that was a fucking lie. I did all the driving, except for 1 hour the next day. And you can go fuck yourself, because my ankle hurt after that.
I got beer for everyone.
You did get beer for everyone. That was a nice surprise when we got back. This is a Miller. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the worst. Probably the worst wedding gig I can remember, but I played a lot.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I can't. I'm sure there was one other one.
What you been listening to, though?
Hey,
wow.
Shut up. I've been listening to a Polish composer, a modern, named Paweł Łukaszewski. I'm sure I'm botching the shit out of that name.
Oh, I'm gonna botch mine. Don't worry.
Dude, there was like 8,000 letters in his last name. I was like, and there's like an L with a cross through it. I'm like, the fuck does that mean? So yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is it a black metal album or a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Łukaszewski. I negate your fuck it. So, he's a composer mostly known for his choral works, and I was listening to his Antiphons for Christmas Day. And it's a collection of 7 pieces based on ancient text. A lot of composers have set them to them. My favorite are by Arvo Pärt. But they're a really good collection featuring some kind of interesting writing. There's kind of bizarre sequences that are almost not good, but like novel enough to me that makes sense. But in general, it's just kind of a half chant influenced and half, very modern choral writing. And I like it a lot. What do you got?
I've been listening to, again, the pronunciation. I believe they pronounce it Autechre.
Sure.
They also apparently said that it's pronounced however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, you'll see the spelling. It's like, what the fuck? Their album, Confield.
Okay.
So it's basically experimental, I guess, electronic music.
Sure.
A lot of blips and bloops and all that
stuff.
Yeah. They're really, really good at textural stuff.
Cool.
And they still have underneath it sort of the more typical electronic kind of smoothness.
Oh, okay.
I would say some of the tracks are just sort of like, here's some ring mod and weird shit. And then others, it'll be like, it'll start out with like some weird noises. And then slowly underneath, it'll be sort of just like these pad kind of jazzy chords and little kind of like small harmonies, but they never go fully into that. It's still more about just like the textures evolving over it.
Would you say it's like more ambient or?
Ambient, but also
with some drive.
It's ambient, but like the tones are so bizarre that I wouldn't necessarily say you would like sit back and relax to it.
Okay.
Especially like headphones on or something. It's
interesting.
It's got some really cool stuff. It's from 2001 and like it still sounds like super modern.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check that out.
That's very cool.
I'm trying to dig into some electronic stuff myself.
There you go. They're cool.
Yeah. And with that, I think that does it for this episode of Music Sucks and I Want to Die. Thanks for participating in Lightning Round number 2. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, whatever the fuck you get podcasts. Follow us. Please send us to your friends. We're awesome. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. My name's Jake.
Matt.
Bye. Can't do these. Bro, I can't open these. Han, don't look at Han like that. He's on my side. I almost got it. Look, fuck off. I can do it. My hands all like, no. It's all condensation-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come to me, champagne.